Hey, how's it going guys? Kaptain Kuba here, and welcome to another breakdown of the God of War Ragnarok trailer. In my first video, I went over 23 details you missed from the trailer, and now I've come back with another 17 details that are worth pointing out. But before I get started, I want to thank everyone who has ever liked, subscribed, and even shared my videos. A few days ago, we officially made it to 100k subscribers. It is unbelievable to me that 100,000 people have seen my videos and decided to hit that subscribe button. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. In celebration of this milestone, I will be giving away 6 $25 Steam cards to the community, and if you're Canadian, you can also pick a $20 PSN card. There will be more information about the giveaway at the end of the video, so make sure to stick around. So with that said, let's begin with 17 things you missed from the God of War Ragnarok trailer.
The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming!
I have to point this out because people last time crucified me in the comments section. Atreus has part of Kratos' skirt wrapped around his waist. The reason I didn't mention this in my first video is because this isn't new. He's always had it. I'm making this detail because I'm sure fans would ask again if I didn't include it. Atreus' bow glove has snapped, once again showing that his strength and archery skills have improved. Now I can confidently say that these wolves are not Skull and Hati. Santa Monica Studios revealed that their names are Specky and Svana, so like I said in my previous video, these wolves are not very important to the story of the game. They are pretty much Kratos and Atreus' Uber drivers in Midgard. Here I want to give a shout out to another God of War content creator, 7ear. In his video, he noticed that Atreus is holding his head in pain. One possibility is that Freya accidentally hit him when she landed on their sled. But as 7ear points out, this is very similar to when he hears voices from the light of Alfheim.
Wait, could have sworn you said something.
What is it, boy?
Voices! You don't hear that?
I hear nothing.
It's impossible to determine from this trailer whether he's physically hurt or just re-experiencing what he felt 3 years ago in Alfheim, but it's still somewhat interesting to point out. Kratos still carries a leather pouch despite having released phase ashes in Jotunheim in the previous game. After that, we don't see him carry the pouch any longer, so what is the purpose of this pouch then? Another interesting detail is that in a later shot we see him holding Faye's empty pouch to show the viewer that he still misses her. But why did Santa Monica decide to give Kratos another leather pouch? Maybe for a gameplay purpose? It's unclear now, so we'll have to wait and see. Here we see the Oarsman statues but now frozen thanks to Fimbulwinter. But way in the corner you can see those yellow rock formations from the first game that need an explosion to be destroyed. So at least we know that those small environmental puzzles are coming back in the sequel. I actually have to unpack 3 things within this single image. The first is Atreus' new bow holder. Some fans have said that this will be used to carry a melee weapon of some kind, but in another shot we see him carry the bow on it. It's also important to point out that it has Jormungandr's design. The next thing is something I haven't heard people talk about it yet. Don't you think that something is missing from Kratos' body? Let me show you with the power of really mediocre editing. Kratos is missing his Bifrost. This is important because in the first game, Freya tells us that a Bifrost is needed to travel between realms, and in this game, Kratos doesn't have it anymore. This means that they have learned a new form of travel, maybe a faster one. Is it possible they actually found a way of implementing Corey's original idea for realm travel? I'm not sure how they did it, given that this game will be available in the PS4 as well. But if you want to learn more about that topic, I suggest you click on this video. And lastly, we get a better view of Kratos' new armor. And observant fans of the last game might recognize the symbol engraved on it. This symbol can be found on the bodies of the giants in Jotunheim. This might be hinting at the idea that this armor was made in Jotunheim. The director has confirmed that we will be able to travel to all 9 realms. So it's possible Kratos and Atreus traveled to Jotunheim before the events of this game and met a giant who was willing to make him a new armor more suitable for Fimbulwinter. There's more evidence for this idea, but I'll get to that later. This is easily one of my favorite shots of the new trailer, but sadly I haven't been able to find anything worth talking about. The only thing remotely interesting here is that there are 2 repeated structures. These are 2 raised platforms with what seems to be a larger structure sticking out of it. If anyone has any ideas what these things are, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. Some fans have pointed out to me that these are faraway dragons, but I think these are just native birds of Svartalfheim. I say this because we can see them in a later shot in front of a nearby tree, which gives us an idea on how big they actually are, and they're not even close to the dragons of the first game. In this shot you can see dwarves looking at Kratos and Atreus. I saw them the first time I watched the trailer, but much like Kratos' skirt, people thought I needed to point them out in my breakdown. Now behind the mysterious statue in Svartalfheim, we see an old friend, one of Odin's ravens, but these are not the same ones we saw earlier in the trailer. These are the ones from God of War 2018. So much like the yellow rock formations, the ravens are back as a form of collectible. There's a lot more I need to say about Durlin, but I think I'm gonna save that information for another video. Thanks to one of my Discord members, I have a really good idea on who this guy is. So if you're a Durlin fan, make sure to subscribe for this theory video. The only thing I will say is that we officially have confirmation on the name of his squid. His name is Dinner, and I'm not even kidding you. Here we see some wooden planks for Kratos to climb. Ooh, amazing detail. I'm kidding. What I want you to notice is the markings color. In the first game, if I'm not mistaken, all markings are painted yellow. Because as we learn at the end, Faye painted the trail Kratos and Atreus would follow without them knowing. This was done to show the players Faye's prophetic powers. But in the new game, the markings appear to be white. This might simply be Santa Monica wanting to make the visual language white because they think it looks better. But there is a very small chance that another giant could be marking their path, just like Faye did in the first game. I get it, this is a little bit far-fetched, but I thought it was an interesting detail to point out. You decide in the comment section below if you think this has any story significance or not. And the last two things I want to point out are related to the new character Angrboda. First is the yellow markings that run from her neck to her face. I think these are the same markings the giants from the first game had painted on their bodies. Due to its glowing nature, this marking might be a source of power for giants. Maybe Atreus will get one as well, and this will serve as his face marking inspired by his dad's. Also, look at this little detail on Angrboda's clothing. It's very similar to the new addition to Atreus' new armor. This makes me think that both Angrboda's and Atreus' clothing were made in Jotunheim, because the only two people we see wearing a design like this are Jotuns. Eric Williams has confirmed that Angrboda is one of the last remaining giants. Perhaps this could be referring to Atreus and her being the last giants. But it could also mean that despite there being so many dead giants in Jotunheim, some of them might have survived. And maybe they are responsible for the armors we see Kratos and Atreus wear in the trailer. So there you have it guys, 17 new details from the God of War Ragnarok showcase. I don't think there's anything else to find, but if you do, make sure to tag me on Twitter. And if you're a member, make sure to let me know on Discord. Now let's get on to the giveaway. For my 100k special, I will be giving away 6 25 Canadian dollars Steam cards to the community. All you have to do to enter the contest is share one of my videos on Twitter with hashtag Kuba100k. Let me show you how. That's all you have to do. You have until September 25th to enter the contest. After that, I will pick the 6 winners. Also, if you live in Canada, you can pick a 20 Canadian dollar PSN gift card instead of a Steam card. Once again, I want to thank every single one of you guys for subscribing. I promise to do my best to deliver high quality God of War videos weekly. So with that said, I want to thank all of my monthly members for their monthly support. You have no idea how much your donations help. I would also like to thank everyone who likes and shares my videos. It doesn't seem like much, but it really does help. And with that said, thanks for watching, and remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.